This week, the Philadelphia Eagles are facing a Minnesota Vikings defense that's reeling a little bit right now, and you know head coach Mike Zimmer is not happy. But this is Mike Zimmer's defense, and we know from his long, successful track record that Zimmer has some clearly defined principles and concepts in his defense that you have to prepare for. Now, one of those concepts is what we call a double mug front. It's two defenders, Eric Kendricks and Anthony Barr, the linebackers, in the A gaps. Two guys, that's why we call it a double mug front. They're hugged up to the line of scrimmage. Almost every team in the NFL will account for that, with the offensive center and the back offset in the backfield responsible for those two linebackers in the A gap. But what Mike Zimmer does really well is he'll pull out one or both of those linebackers and bring Harrison Smith off the edge because the back has to step inside to account for one of the linebackers. That's how Harrison Smith gets some sacks, as you see right here. Now, in the NFC title game, the Eagles were prepared for this and did a really good job. Again, you see the double mug front with both linebackers in the A gaps. The way this works for the back, Clement here, is it's really a dual read. Yes, you're looking inside first, but if your responsibility, if that linebacker drops out, your eyes have to immediately go outside if Harrison Smith is on the edge. And Corey Clement here does an outstanding job. He looks inside, his linebacker leaves, he goes right to the outside, and he picks up Harrison Smith, and he allows Nick Foles to make a completion to Zach Ertz for a good gain. That is really good mental and physical execution by Corey Clement. Now, one thing we've seen this year is that the Eagles, particularly in Carson Wentz's two starts, have struggled a bit with pass protection. And they've struggled versus stunts, they've struggled versus blitzes, and last week it showed up again against the Tennessee Titans. So what you're seeing here is the same double mug front look that the Vikings use so effectively. And the Eagles get a little bit confused here in how to pick this up because the back, Wendell Smallwood, and the center, Jason Kelce, they're responsible for the two inside linebackers. But a bit of confusion is caused. Stefan Wisniewski works outside, and his man that's right in front of him goes unblocked. So in a situation where the Eagles actually had 6 in protection and could handle this pressure look without a problem, they had some confusion, and there's a sack of Carson Wentz. Now, that's one of the main things that's a challenge for the Eagles against the Vikings. Mike Zimmer will see the problems that the Eagles have been having the last couple of weeks on film. And even though they've given up a lot of yards in the passing game this year, they're still 5th best in the NFL in third down defense. So the Eagles have a challenge. But if they can protect, there can be yards to be made by Carson Wentz and the Eagles' passing game.
All right, Mike, quick. We know the Vikings are generally good on third down, and last year Carson Wentz was the best third down quarterback in the NFL, but the Eagles were only 5 for 15 at Tennessee. What were some of the main problems?
Well, it's hard to win on third downs when you don't win on first, second down. So the Eagles found themselves in third and long many times, an average of third and 10 throughout the afternoon. So when you're in those situations, John, the defense, they're going to pin their ears back. They're going to show you a lot of different looks up front, and many times they're going to win in those situations. So, John, this is a 1st and 10, and the Eagles played the screen game a lot on first down, and this is how they didn't win on first down. You've got to, first of all, the guy that's responsible for this halfback, you've got to make sure that you get a hat on him. That's where the problem all begins. You'll see how they try and set up the screen. Nobody really blocks this guy, and this guy is responsible for the guy that you want to screen the football to, and when he doesn't get blocked, he throws the Eagles for a loss right away. And it all begins with communications. You've got to get this guy or that center, one or the other, out on that linebacker to make sure that they get him blocked up. Then you've got a real good chance in that screen because he's able to outrun these guys. Look at this. The next guy to him is back here. So if Smallwood catches the ball, he's going to be able to get downfield before these guys can get to him. But you've got to get that first guy responsible for the halfback. They didn't do that on the screen game.